Hello, welcome back. This is part two of out of body and near death experiences. In the Worldview Mysteries series, this one leading question is there life after death? So we look at the theories about soul and spirit, immortal essence, our consciousness. Does consciousness exist outside our physical bodies? The duality of life and human nature is you know ancient. There's the ancient idea and concept of body and the immortal soul or spirit, mind consciousness, from ancient religions and ancient philosophies. Critics and skeptics against the people who research and have experienced out of body or near death experiences. The arguments usually hit on the neuroscience investigations in human nature, brain and mind theory. You get into some arguments and debates about philosophy. We're not going to get deep into this, but does the brain receive consciousness, or does the brain create consciousness? So, materialism versus more of a spiritual worldview. And so we're mainly focusing on a worldview that there is a duality, that there is a mind separate from the brain function based on these studies. And they criticize and question, are these hoaxes? Are these misidentified medical cases? Are these simply ancient legends that are manifesting in modern pseudo-scientific language and paranormal mysteries? I've read and researched over the last 25 years these books, and many like them and cases like them, out of body, near death experiences, specifically looking at these authors here. And there are some other great books, a few of them I'll feature as well. But Life After Life by Raymond A. Moody, Proof of Heaven, and sorry, Dr. Moody is a physician and a doctor, and neurosurgeons. Eben Alexander, his book is Proof of Heaven, and a woman named Betty Eady wrote the book Embraced by the Light. And on the far right is George Ritchie, who became a psychologist later, who wrote Return from Tomorrow. And these are great books, amazing experiences, um, amazing accounts of having an out of body, the near death experiences. So I highly recommend these to you. Check them out, and let us know what you think about them. Based on the many reports, there are common features of out of body and near death experiences. Not all of them are the same, and I want to really emphasize that. Not every experience is identical to somebody else's, just like life in general. Not any one of us experience the same thing as another person does. But there are realms, and there are transitory portals, there's stations, there are other realms, soul, spirit, and God realms. And we mentioned this a little bit in the Afterlife series, but we didn't go too much into it. There's first what people experience in an out of body and near death experience is a separation of body and spirit, a sensation of floating. The separation of body and spirit with an awareness that our spirit bodies are in the shape of our physical bodies typically. One man reported seeing his body on the surgery table. He was able to tell his doctor what the doctor was doing when he walked out of the surgery room, which is amazing accounts when you listen to them, and the doctors will look into some cases later on some of these other series with near death experiences where they told the doctors things that the doctors, the physicians and surgeons were doing, which was not information made known to the patient, which was external evidence. In my estimations and my studies, I found substantial cases of evidence in these cases. They then report, some of them, again, not all of them are the same, but they report a void, a sensation of flying and floating through space at times, and the tunnel with a light at the end, a transitory portal. Feelings of peace or anguish vary from each near death experiencer's case, so not all experience the same. We'll finish on this slide here. Some report the sensation of falling, some do not report identical cases. But stay with us, we're going to look more into these cases about near death, out of body experiences on Worldview series on mystery.